The second movement is very different to what we saw in his second movement of the first sonata, whereas the second movement of number 1 was almost Mozartian in a way, very simple structure and elegant and beautiful. Here we've got something completely different. We start off with sort of like a string quartet, and the tempo mark itself, Largo, appassionato. Largo would imply slightly broader than adagio. So whilst we had the adagio for the second movement for number 1 already, this broadens out a little bit further. Let's look at the string quartet element. We've got the 3 voice parts on the top. And the melody itself, very simple. Very beautiful, very simple, and then we've got the bass. And this structure, I talked about Schubert earlier on, but Brahms was another who was, who isn't, but another huge. Beethoven again was someone that he really revered, and his F major cello sonata, the second movement goes something like. And of course, I'm playing that. The right hand chord is played by the piano. And there's literally a cello playing pizzicato, and a little bit like how I always approach Baroque music. I don't feel, just because they played on clavichords and harpsichords, I don't necessarily feel we need to mimic the almost the plucking sound or anything. It's nice to be aware of that, and on this occasion, it's quite nice to pick literally how Brahms used clearly that idea of the pizzicato in the bass in his cello sonata. It's quite nice to use that. Absolutely fine. We've got that sense of pizzicato. And I think cellists quite like to do the little bit of the vibrato even in pizzicato. And we can't do that on the piano, of course. We can't do any vibrato whatsoever, but it's quite nice to feel the sonority when we do the boom. The pizzicato. So rather than just feeling a very flimsy plucking, it's quite nice to feel the sonority. Sonority in the pizzicato. So that's the layer of textures we've got there.